Hello YouTube. I was just on my way back from Roadside Marine. I was going to have a gear shift indicator installed in the Z1000. They didn't have time to do it, and the only model they could give me was a big Coso, and it was big enough to where I had no idea where I'd be able to mount it, so I decided not to do it. I'll live with no gear shift indicator. I got one on the ZX10, but not the Z. Anyways, I'm heading into Smugglers Notch in Stowe, Vermont. It goes from Jeffersonville into Stowe. It's closed in the winter time, like a lot of roads around New Hampshire, Vermont, and New York. It was originally designed as a trade route. There's a pretty well-known fact that the bootleggers used it a lot. That's what it's most famous for, and now it's a bunch of hiking trails and tourist attraction. There's all kinds of ski resorts on each side of the mountain, both in Jeffersonville and Stowe. Makes a lot of work for a good many people. Unfortunately, not very great jobs, like most jobs in this country now. It is pretty rough as far as the condition of it. Again, like most roads in New England. And you'll see that there's a section or two which is only single lane through big rocks. And that is about it. It should be kind of pretty up there. I know in the fall it's pretty nice. And enjoy the ride, and at the end there's a little bit more factual information about it. As far as when the actual road was installed, because it started out as a foot trail, like for horses and things like that. And I've got just over 1,600 miles on the Z now. And I've got about 900 on the ZX10. I'm going to be taking another ride on the ZX10 Saturday. And getting full synthetic oil put in it, the Motul. Also, let me know what you think about any advice that I've given or that you're looking for. I've noticed on a few other vloggers' channels, they want to know about buying new bikes and what to look for and things like that. I'm not a huge advocate for buying used bikes. I know sometimes it's necessary because you just want to put down the money you got and not have a payment. But I've bought bikes with less than 1,000 miles whose gas tanks were rusted to hell, and just bizarre little troubles like that that you would never suspect when you buy the bike, because the rest of it looks like it's in amazing condition. Unfortunately, it sat around and gaskets dry up, things rust up, electrical parts corrode. Just about everything that can go wrong sometimes does. And of course, on the other hand, I've bought my favorite bike probably is a Yamaha Ridin. I've owned 3 of them, and every single one that I've bought has been flawless. I've never had to do anything other than tires to them. I used to do a lot of wheelies, so maybe the fork seals would leak. That's about it. But yeah, I prefer to go out and spend a little bit of money, especially nowadays. You can get really good deals on brand new bikes. You know, you can get like $3,400 off. I got off the ZX10, and I got $2,400 off the Z1000. And I had a friend just buy a Triumph Speed Triple for $8,900, which is again like $4,000 off. And I think that's kind of the way to go. You get halfway decent credit nowadays. They want you to get a loan for groceries at the grocery store, so if you get halfway decent credit, you can pull that off pretty easily. And it's not that much of a problem as far as, you know, maybe $200 a month payment on a $10,000 loan or so. That's about what it equals out to. About $20 for every $1,000 you gotta borrow. And I think you get a lot better bike. You get a bike that's under warranty. You know how it's been taken care of from day one. Then it's a lot easier to live with for the long term too. One guy recommended going out and buying the bike you want rather than starting off on a smaller bike that you gotta trade in a year or two. I kind of have to agree with that. I mean, anybody can be pretty happy with a 600. For me, it didn't fit me as well as the ZX10, my CBR, because the dash was hard for me to see. It was just that much smaller, and for me it didn't work as well. But all bikes today are pretty controllable. Like, anybody could even go out and ride the Z1000 if you know, kept your hand off the throttle, so to speak. Certainly it's easy to have any bike get away from you, whether you're experienced or not. And like the ZX10 has power mode, so it's extremely subtle, you know, on the lowest power setting. I would say not much worse than a 600. And that bike is so smooth down low anyways. You know, you really got to get after it. I mean, 8,000 RPMs and above is pretty much the only time it's really going to start pulling and scaring anybody. Nice bump there for you. So I would recommend that. Go out, get the bike you want, the bike you know you're going to live with. It's a lot easier to, I mean, muscle memory. I contribute a lot of riding skill to simple muscle memory. If you go out and get comfortable on a bike, you're going to be able to ride that bike that much better for the long run. You know, then when you do have to stop quick, or the road gets sketchy all of a sudden, whether it's wet leaves or gravel in the road or whatever, you don't feel like, oh, you know, I haven't been in this situation on this bike before or whatever. Your instincts just automatically kick in, and you can usually recover pretty easily. I unfortunately have gone through a lot of bikes. I don't really have a good excuse for it other than just money and needing to sell them at certain times. Like, I owned a Hayabusa that was an amazing bike, and I really liked it a lot. Unfortunately, it was just a matter of money, and I had to go, and you know, soon after that I went on to another bike, so it was just me telling myself I had to let it go pretty much. I could have held on to it. And so kind of don't make those same mistakes. I think get the bike you like and hold on to it. You know, make it a priority. Don't have it be just a expendable asset. It'll definitely benefit you a lot in the long run. I mean, they are pretty simple to own. They don't really cost that much money. You can make up for extra insurance costs and tires and you know, just gas money in most cases, unless you drive a Honda Fit or something. And just the pleasure that they bring you if you're really into bikes. You're going to regret getting rid of a bike you really like. So fortunately, I don't make that mistake anymore. And that's about the best advice I've got for anybody right now. And like I said, santamore63@yahoo.com. If you want to shoot me an email, I'll be able to get back to you relatively soon. And I'll put anything in my videos that I'm able to. So that's about all I've got, and I actually got a new mount for my bikes. It goes on the gas tank, so no more helmet mounts. That's going to be a beautiful thing. I hope it works out well. And I'll hopefully be getting more cameras so I can give you like backwards views and things like that. I think that's pretty awesome. And enjoy your day. Enjoy YouTube.